cannot use what you do not have. So if you're shy, be shy. If you're outgoing, be outgoing.
I'm not outgoing.
That's okay. Now, she may not want the whole truth, but she does want the real you. She may not want to see it all at once, but she does want to see it. So tonight, when you're wondering what to say or how you look or whether or not she liked you, just remember, she is already out with you. That means she said yes when she could have said no. That means she made a plan when she could have just blown you off. So that means it is no longer your job to try to make her like you. It is your job not to mess it up.
Huh? Huh?
Huh? Shoes are hot. You went to the place I told you, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they're really me.
You is a very fluid concept right now. You bought the shoes. You look great in the shoes. That's the you that I'm talking about. Now the key tonight is hang back. Give her plenty of space. If she lingers at a photograph, move on. But maintain the visual. All right, now it's supposed to be 64 and clear tonight. So when you leave the club, walk a little. Ask her what she thought about the show. What was her favorite photograph? Why that one? And when she answers, don't be looking at her mouth. Don't be wondering what she looks like naked. Listen to what she is saying and respond.
Let's respond. Listen and respond.
That way, when it's your turn to talk, you'll have something better to say than, I like your mouth.
What was your favorite one?
The elephant, definitely, yeah.
And all of a sudden, we're remember, life is not the amount of breaths you take. It's the moments that take your breath away.
Hello and welcome to the second part of Hitch. This is the vocabulary lesson for Hitch 2, the second scene in Hitch. Let's get started. At the beginning, he says, if you're shy, be shy. If you're outgoing, be outgoing. Outgoing is the opposite of shy. It's an adjective used to describe a person. An outgoing person is very friendly, likes to meet new people, loves to talk to people, likes to be very social. That is outgoing. All right, and then in the next little line, paragraph, he says, she may not want to see it all at once, but she does want to see it. All at once. She does not want to see it all at once. All at once means suddenly. Suddenly. It means everything in a short time. So you can say, all at once, he hit me. It means suddenly, he hit me. He did it very quickly. All right, and then going down, he says, that means she said yes when she could have said no. That means she made a plan when she could have just blown you off. To blow someone off, you say, oh, she blew me off, or he blew me off. It means, the general meaning means to reject somebody, to say no to them. Usually in kind of a rude way or, not polite. So if you ask a girl for a date, you say, oh, will you go to dinner with me? And she just says, oh, sorry, I'm busy, can't do it. She's blowing you off. She's saying, she's making an excuse, she's rejecting you, she's saying no. It can also mean to skip an appointment. If you have an appointment, you're supposed to meet somebody at 6 o'clock, and you don't go. You skip it. You do something else. You never come, and you don't call them, right? You just do not go, and you never call them, nothing. Then we also say you blew that person off. You say, oh, I had an appointment with my friend at 6, but she blew me off. It means you went to maybe the restaurant. You went to the restaurant at 6 o'clock, and you waited, and they never came. You say, she blew me off. Now, you need to be a little bit careful with this phrase, to blow someone off, because it also has a sexual meaning. It means to give oral sex to a man. So that's the sexual meaning. Say, she blew me off could have a sexual meaning. So be careful using it. Make sure you use it in the right situation when somebody skips an appointment without calling, or someone rejects you when you want to when you ask them to do something. Okay, and then the next couple lines we have the phrase. He says, so that means it is no longer your job to try to make her like you. It is your job not to mess it up. Mess it up means to cause a problem. It means to fail and make a mistake. So it means everything is fine, everything is okay. Then you do something and you cause a big problem. You mess up the situation. You messed it up. So Hitch is saying, just relax, don't make mistakes when you go on the first date. Don't mess it up. All right, then he's talking to a guy in the scene, and he says, the shoes are hot. The shoes are hot. Of course, he's not talking about temperature. Hot can mean sexy, but that's not the meaning here. Hot can also mean just looks really good, looks great, looks very stylish, looks very fashionable, looks fantastic. So you can say, the shoes are hot. It means, wow, the shoes look great. All right. And then he says, he asked the guy, you went to the place I told you? And the guy says, yeah, but I don't think they're really me. Okay, they are me. I don't think they are me. I don't think they're really me. Really is not necessary. This is kind of an idiom. If you say, oh, I don't think they're me. Let's say you're talking about a shirt. You could say, oh, I don't think that shirt is not me. It's not me. It means it doesn't fit your personality. It doesn't fit your normal style. For example, if I'm normally very casual, I wear casual clothes. And let's say someone gives me a suit and a tie, very formal clothes. And I say, oh, thank you, but the suit, it's not really me. It's not me. It means it doesn't fit my style. It doesn't fit my normal personality. Okay, and then in the next line, Hitch says, you is a very fluid concept right now. Okay, fluid means, comes from water. Fluid, the direct meaning of fluid means like water, water-like, or liquid-like. So, but in this case, it has a more general meaning, and it just means easy to change, right? Water can change its shape very fast, very easily. It constantly changes its shape. Well, so we can use fluid to mean something that changes very quickly, or changes a lot, or is easy to change. And then concept means idea, of course. So he's saying your personality, your style is a very fluid concept. It means you can change who you are. It's possible to change. You don't have to always wear ugly clothes, is kind of what he's saying. He's saying you can change your style. So your style, your personality is very fluid, is easy to change. Okay, and then he gives him some advice about his first date. He says, the key tonight is hang back. Hang back means to stay back. It means don't go to the front. It also can mean, in this case, it means don't get too close. So this guy's on a date. So he's saying don't get too close to her. Don't be next to her all the time. Hang back. Give her some space. Let her go off on her own for a while. Let her go look at something. And you stay away. You go somewhere else. Don't be constantly next to her. Hang back. Stay back a little bit. And then he says, if she lingers at a photograph, move on. To linger means to stay in one place for a while. So if linger at a photograph, it means they're walking through a museum And if you linger at a photo, it means you stop and you look at it for a while, right? You stay in that place for a while. You linger. We can also use it with our eyes. If your eyes linger on something, it means maybe your eyes are moving, you're looking at many things, and then you stop and you look at one thing for a little while. You say, oh, his eyes lingered on the page. It means his eyes stayed on this page. They read this page for a little while. Okay, he says, so if she lingers at a photograph, move on. Move on means keep moving, continue to move. Don't stay with her. And he says, maintain the visual, but maintain the visual. This is kind of a slang way to say keep eye contact, right? Make sure you can always see her. She can always see you. Don't be next to her, but make sure she can always see you. So he's saying it in kind of a slang way. He's saying maintain the visual. Keep the visual contact is what that means. Okay, and at the end of that first page, he says, don't be wondering what she looks like naked. Naked means without clothes, with no clothes on. Okay, and then we move on to the next page, page number 2. He's giving more advice about first dates, and he's saying, you know, you should talk to them, ask questions, don't look at their mouth only. And then there's a scene where a guy is buying ice cream. And he orders the ice cream. He says, let me get a bomb pop and a screwball for the lady. These are just names of ice cream cones, a kind of ice cream from this. The guy is at an ice cream truck, and he's ordering. So a bomb pop, it's just the name of a kind of ice cream, bomb pop. And screwball, that's another kind of ice cream. So that's all that is. Then the next line, Hitch says, but what I can tell you is that it happens in the blink of an eye. He's talking about falling in love. Falling in love happens in the blink of an eye. This is a very common idiom. In the blink of an eye, of course, means very quickly, suddenly, instantly. Right? If you blink your eye, it happens super fast. So we can say, it happened in the blink of an eye. It happened very, very quickly. It happened very suddenly, instantly, in the blink of an eye. Okay, and then next he talks about the third date. He says, 3 dates and I'll get you here. To the high-stakes medal round. All right, let me review the vocabulary, then I'll give you the general meaning. High stakes. High stakes means something that is very important, usually an event or an experience that is both important and risky. There's a risk. You might win a lot, or you might lose a lot. For example, we might talk about gambling. High-stakes gambling means you bet a lot of money. Maybe you will win a lot of money, but you could also lose a lot of money. That's high stakes. Okay, so big, potentially, possibly win a lot or possibly lose a lot. High stakes. And then medal round, it's a metaphor. He's talking about the Olympics, in sports. In the Olympics, you know, gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal. The medal round in the Olympics is usually the last game or the last 2 games, and it's the most important games, right? These games, this round, decides who will get the gold medal, who will be the final winner, who will be the champion. So he is saying, he's comparing date number 3 to the final Olympic Games. He's saying that it's the most important date. It's high stakes. It means if you have a good third date, maybe she will fall in love with you and everything will be wonderful. But if the third date is bad, then maybe it's over. It's finished. She won't like you. And he says the first kiss is what will decide this. Okay, so that's high stakes medal round. He's comparing it to the Olympic Games. Okay, and then finally he says after the first kiss, you're on your own. After that, you're on your own. You're on your own means you are independent. You are free. I won't help you anymore. So it just means you are now alone. You are now independent. No more help. You're on your own. And then finally the last line. He says, in life, it's not the amount of breaths you take. Of course, a breath is, right? It's not the number of breaths you take. That means it's not how long you live. That's what he's basically saying. It's not how long you live. It's not how many breaths you take. It's the moments, it's the experiences, it's the times It's the moments that take your breath away. Take your breath away, or take my breath away, took his breath away, anything like that. It's an idiom, and it means something that amazes you and surprises you, and we use it for something that's wonderful. For example, you go to see the Grand Canyon in the United States. It's beautiful, it's big, it's huge, and you say, wow, the Grand Canyon took my breath away. The direct meaning is you can't breathe. You are so happy that you stop breathing. You can't breathe anymore. All right, this event, this person, this experience took your breath away. It made you so happy, so amazed, so surprised, you can't breathe. So he's saying that, in life, romance can do this. Love can take your breath away. And these great moments are the most important thing, the moments that take your breath away. Okay, that is all for the vocabulary for the second scene of Hitch. Good luck, and listen to this a few times, then move on to the mini stories. Bye-bye. Hello, and welcome to the mini story for the Hitch 2 lesson, the second scene of Hitch. Let's get started. First, the basic story. Alicia is a very outgoing woman. She loves to meet new people. She is also very spontaneous. All at once, she will try something new. One time, she went to Las Vegas and joined a high-stakes poker game. Another time, she quit her job and in the blink of an eye was on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. Alicia's mother is very organized and very shy. Her personality is not fluid like her daughter's. One time, Alicia bought her mom a bright red dress, but her mom said, "Oh, this dress isn't me. I prefer black." So Alicia took the red dress herself and wore it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu saw her. His eyes lingered on Alicia, and he finally said, "Wow, you look amazing. You take my breath away. Will you go to dinner with me tonight?" Alicia said, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, Alicia suddenly decided she wanted to see a movie. So she blew off her date and went to the theater alone. All right, let's go back to the beginning, this time with questions. You can use your pause button to answer the questions as I ask them, or you can just answer them in your head quickly without pausing. Up to you, your decision. Here we go. Alicia is a very outgoing woman. Is Alicia shy? No, of course not. She's not shy. She's the opposite of shy. She's very outgoing. Is Alicia a very outgoing man? No, she's not an outgoing man. She's an outgoing woman. Is Alicia always outgoing? Well, we don't know for sure, but yeah, actually she is. She is always outgoing, very social, loves to talk to people, loves to meet people, very, very outgoing. Is Alicia's mother outgoing? No, Alicia's mom is not outgoing, as we find out later. She's not. She's the opposite, actually. She's quite shy. But Alicia is a very outgoing woman. She loves to meet new people. She's also very spontaneous. Does Alicia like to plan everything? No, the opposite. She's spontaneous. She doesn't like to plan. She makes quick decisions. If she wants to do something, she will suddenly do it without planning, without thinking. Alicia is very spontaneous. We've had that word before. Okay, so she's a very spontaneous person. She's very spontaneous. All at once, she will try something new. Will she wait to try something new? No, she doesn't wait. She does it all at once. Suddenly, she will try something new. Does she plan first and then try something new? No, she does it all at once, very suddenly. All at once, she tried something new. What did she do? What's the first thing she tried all at once? Well, for example, one time she went to Las Vegas. All at once, she went to Las Vegas, suddenly. And she joined a high-stakes poker game. Poker is a card game. She joined a high-stakes card game, a high-stakes poker game. Did she bet a lot of money in this poker game? Yes, that's right. She did bet a lot of money. It was a high-stakes poker game. Could she have lost a lot of money? Yes, that's right. It was a high-stakes poker game. It was possible for her to lose a lot of money. Could she have won a lot of money? Yes, that's also possible. It was a high-stakes poker game. It's possible for her to win a lot of money, or possible for her to lose a lot of money. Was it a high-stakes soccer game? No. She doesn't play soccer. It wasn't a high-stakes soccer game. It was a high-stakes poker game. Did she play high-stakes poker in California? No, she didn't play high-stakes poker in California. Did she play high-stakes poker in New York? No, she did not play high-stakes poker in New York. Where did she play high-stakes poker? Well, she played high-stakes poker in Las Vegas, the gambling capital of America. She played high-stakes poker in Las Vegas. She bet a lot of money. And then another time, she quit her job suddenly, all at once. She quit her job, and in the blink of an eye, was on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. After she quit her job, did she get on a plane quickly? Yes, that's right, exactly right. In the blink of an eye, she was on a plane. Good. In the blink of an eye, was she on a plane to Europe? No, she wasn't on a plane to Europe in the blink of an eye. Was she on a plane to South America in the blink of an eye? No. She didn't suddenly get on a plane to South America. In the blink of an eye, she was on a plane to where? Well, in the blink of an eye, she was on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. She suddenly got on a plane to Mexico for a vacation very quickly. So that's Alicia. What about Alicia's mother? Alicia's mother is a very organized and very shy person. Is Alicia's mother outgoing? No, she's not. She's very shy. Her personality is not fluid like her daughter's. Can Alicia's mother's personality change quickly? No. It's very organized. She doesn't change very fast. Does Alicia's mother make quick decisions? No. Alicia's mother, her personality is not fluid. She can't change quickly. She can't make quick decisions. She likes to do the same thing all the time. She does not have a fluid personality. Is Alicia's mother's personality rigid? Yeah, that's right. Rigid is the opposite of fluid. Exactly right. Her personality is kind of rigid. It's not fluid. Her personality is rigid, not fluid. Okay, so Alicia's mother, her personality is not fluid, not easy to change. For example, one time Alicia bought her mom a red dress, a bright red dress. But her mom said, "Oh, this dress isn't me. I prefer black." Did the dress fit her mom's personality? No. She said, "This dress isn't me." Right? Red, bright red. It's not me. It means it's not my personality. Right? She preferred black. Is a black dress, would it be her? If Alicia gave her a black dress, would she say, "Oh, good, this is me"? Yeah, probably, right? She said, "I prefer black." Black is her. Black fits her. But she said, the red dress, "Oh, this red dress isn't me. This red dress doesn't fit me." What about Alicia? Did the red dress fit her? Would Alicia say, "Ah, this dress is me"? Yeah, that's correct. Exactly right. Alicia likes red. Alicia would say, "This dress is me. It fits me. It fits my personality." But Alicia's mom said, "This dress isn't me. It doesn't fit me." So Alicia took the red dress herself and she wore it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu saw her. His eyes lingered on Alicia. Did Stu's eyes stay on Alicia? Did he look at her a long time? Yes, that's exactly right. His eyes lingered on Alicia. His eyes stayed on her for a while. Did his eyes linger on another woman? No, they did not linger on another woman. His eyes lingered on Alicia. Did Stu's eyes linger on his computer? No, his eyes did not linger on his computer. They lingered on Alicia. Did his eyes linger on Alicia for a long time? Yes, they did. They lingered on Alicia for a very long time. Why did his eyes linger on Alicia? Well, because she looked great in her red dress. What did he say after his eyes lingered on her? Well, he said, "Wow, you look amazing. You take my breath away." Okay, did Alicia's nose take his breath away? No, probably not. Probably wasn't her nose. What was it? What took his breath away? Well, it was Alicia and her red dress. Maybe her body, maybe how she looked in the red dress. The red dress took his breath away. Alicia, in her red dress, took his breath away. Did Alicia make him excited? Well, yes, he was very excited. Did Alicia surprise him and amaze him? Yes, Alicia took his breath away. He was so surprised, so amazed, that he couldn't breathe. Wow, you're incredible. So Alicia took his breath away. All right, did Alicia's mom take his breath away? No, it wasn't his mom that took his breath away. Alicia took his breath away. After she took his breath away, he said, "Will you go to dinner with me tonight?" Alicia said, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, Alicia suddenly decided she wanted to see a movie. Remember, she's spontaneous, right? So she suddenly decided, I want to see a movie. So she blew off her date with Stu and went to the theater alone. Did she go to meet Stu? No, she did not. No, she blew off Stu. She went to the movie theater instead. Did she blow off her mom? No, she didn't have an appointment with her mom. Who did she blow off? Well, she blew off Stu, right? She had an appointment with Stu at 8, but she didn't go. Did Stu go to the appointment? Well, yes, he did, of course. Stu went to the appointment. He went to meet her at the restaurant at 8 o'clock, but Alicia blew him off. She never came. So Alicia blew off Stu. Alicia blew off the date. She ignored the date. She skipped the date. She blew off the date and went to the theater alone. All right, let's go back up to the beginning. This time, I will pause after key phrases. Please imitate me. Please copy my pronunciation. Copy my rhythm. Copy my tone when I go up and when I go down. Everything. Try to copy my speech exactly. Let's go. Here we go. Alicia is a very outgoing woman. Good. Alicia is a very outgoing woman. Good. Exaggerate when you copy my pronunciation. Here we go. She loves to meet new people. She is also very spontaneous. Good. She is also very spontaneous. Good. All at once, she will try something new. Good. All at once, she will try something new. One time, she went to Las Vegas, and she joined a high-stakes poker game. Good. And she joined a high-stakes poker game. Good. Another time, she quit her job. In the blink of an eye, she was on a plane to Mexico. Good. In the blink of an eye, she was on a plane to Mexico. Alicia's mother is very organized and very shy. Her personality is not fluid. Her personality is not fluid. One time, Alicia bought her mom a bright red dress, but her mom said, "This dress isn't me." Good. This dress isn't me. So Alicia took the red dress herself and wore it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu saw her. His eyes lingered on Alicia. Very good. His eyes lingered on Alicia. And he finally said, "Wow, you look amazing. You take my breath away." Very good. You take my breath away. Okay, great. Will you go to dinner with me tonight? Alicia said, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, Alicia suddenly decided she wanted to see a movie. So she blew off her date with Stu. Okay, good. So she blew off her date with Stu. Good. So she blew off her date with Stu and went to the theater alone. Okay, excellent. Now please pause and try to tell the whole story, all of it, yourself. Okay, welcome to the point of view mini story for the Hitch 2 lesson. All right, we're going to begin with the phrase 20 years ago. Here we go. 20 years ago, there was a woman named Alicia. Alicia was a very outgoing woman. She loved to meet new people. She was also very spontaneous. All at once, she would try something new. One time, she went to Las Vegas and joined a high-stakes poker game. Another time, she quit her job, and in the blink of an eye, she was on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. Alicia's mother was very organized and very shy. Her personality was not fluid like her daughter's. One time, Alicia bought her mom a bright red dress, but her mom said, "This dress isn't me. I prefer black." Alicia took the red dress herself and wore it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu saw her. His eyes lingered on Alicia, and he finally said, "Wow, you look amazing. You take my breath away. Will you go to dinner with me tonight?" Alicia said, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, Alicia suddenly decided she wanted to see a movie. So she blew off her date and went to the theater alone. Okay, that is the end. You'll notice almost all of that was in the simple past, except the quotes. When someone is speaking a quote, you're quoting what they said, then you'll use the tense that they used in their speech. Okay, and the next one, this one's going to be a little tricky. Let's begin the next version with the phrase, "Since 1999. I'll explain this afterwards. Here we go. Since 1999, Alicia has been a very outgoing woman. She has loved to meet new people. She has also been very spontaneous. All at once, she will try something new. For example, one time she went to Las Vegas and joined a high-stakes poker game. Another time, she quit her job, and in the blink of an eye, she was on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. Since 1999, Alicia's mother has been very organized and very shy. Her personality has not been fluid like her daughter's. One time, Alicia bought her mom a bright red dress, but her mom said, "This dress isn't me. I prefer black." Alicia took the red dress herself and wore it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu saw her. His eyes lingered on Alicia, and he finally said, "Wow, "You look amazing. You take my breath away. Will you go to dinner with me tonight?" Alicia said, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, Alicia suddenly decided she wanted to see a movie. So she blew off her date and went to the theater alone. Okay, you'll notice that only the beginning parts changed when I described Alicia, when I described her mother. I said since 1999, and then I said she has been an outgoing woman. Now, what does that mean? What does it really mean? If a native speaker hears that, here's the story I just told, they probably think something happened in 1999, because it means Alicia, since 1999, starting in 1999, she has been outgoing. That means probably before 1999, she was not outgoing. It also means before 1999, her mother was not shy. Probably not. Something changed in 1999. We know if we're using this since 1999 and we're saying has been outgoing, then we know something happened in 1999. If we use the present tense, if we say Alicia is very outgoing, it means probably she has always been outgoing. When she was a child, probably she was outgoing, and today she's still outgoing. But if we say she has been outgoing since 1999, it means it started in 1999, from then until now. But before 1999, probably not outgoing. Something changed in 1999. It gives us that meaning if we tell the story that way. So you can see that the meaning changes sometimes, not just the time frame, but it gives us extra information. All right, let's do the future now. Again, we'll pretend I'm giving you a movie idea. I'm talking to a movie executive. This is a science fiction movie. This movie will happen in the year 3000. Okay, so 1,000 years from now. Here's my story idea for the future. In the year 3000, there will be a woman named Alicia. Alicia is going to be a very outgoing woman. She will love to meet new people. She's also going to be very spontaneous. For example, all at once, she will try something new. One time, for example, she went to Las Vegas and joined a high-stakes poker game. Another time, she will have quit her job in the blink of an eye and have been on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. Alicia's mother will be very organized and very shy. Her personality will not be fluid like her daughter's. One time, Alicia will have bought her mom a dress, a red dress. But her mom will have said, "Oh, this dress isn't me. I prefer black." Now, Alicia will take the red dress herself. And she will have taken the red dress herself, in fact. And she will have worn it sometime in the past, before 3000. She will have done this to her new job. She will have worn it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu, he will have seen her at that time, and his eyes will have lingered on Alicia, and he will finally have said, "Wow, you look amazing. You take my breath away. Will you go to dinner with me tonight?" Now, at that time, Alicia will have said, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. But at 7:30, Alicia would have suddenly decided she wanted to see a movie. So, she will have blown off her date and will have went to the theater alone. Okay, now in that I used will have gone, will have went. Why did I do that? Well, I began the story with in the year 3000. Okay, in the year 3000, there will be a woman named Alicia. Will, simple future. Alicia will be very outgoing, simple future. However, then I start telling a story that happened before the year 3000, right? The story of the dress happened before the year 3000. It happened before this time period. So I switched to using will have. She will have done this. She will have bought a dress. She will have blah, blah, blah. That technically is the correct verb tense to use in this situation. However, in common speech, in everyday speech, we would probably use the simple future for all of it. Or we might switch to the past tense when we talk about the red dress incident, the red dress experience. So let me do this again, and I'll do it in a normal conversational way, not using the formal rules of English, but actually how you might hear it on the streets or in a normal, casual conversation. Let's do it one more time. In the year 3000, there will be a woman named Alicia. Alicia will be a very outgoing woman. She will love to meet new people. She's also going to be very spontaneous. For example, all at once, she will try something new. One time, she went to Las Vegas and joined a high-stakes poker game. Another time, she quit her job and in the blink of an eye was on a plane to Mexico for a vacation. Now, Alicia's mother will be very organized and she will be very shy. Her personality will not be fluid like her daughter's. For example, one time Alicia bought her mom a bright dress, but her mom said, "This dress isn't me. I prefer black." But Alicia took the red dress herself and wore it to her new job. At her job, a guy named Stu saw her. His eyes lingered on Alicia and he finally said, "Wow, you look amazing. You take my breath away. Will you go to dinner with me tonight?" Now, Alicia said at that time, "Okay, I'll see you at 8 o'clock, but at 7:30, Alicia will suddenly decide she doesn't want to see a movie. So, she blows off her date and goes to the theater alone. Okay, you'll notice I mixed a lot of tenses in there. When we talk about the future is quite flexible in reality, in common everyday conversation. In fact, we mix in different tenses with the future. You notice I switched to the past tense, even though I'm talking about some future possible thing in my movie. But in my movie, in my time frame, these things happen in the past, right? If I pretend I'm in the year 3000, the red dress incident actually happens in the past. So I switch to the past tense. I start using the past tense. And then at the end, I even switch again. I switch to the present tense because we're getting close again to the year 3000. We're getting close again to the time period I'm talking about. So the future is quite flexible, is my point. You can use many tenses when you talk about the future. If you want to be safe, just say will, will, will. Will in the verb, will in the verb. You'll always be correct if you do that. Okay. Okay, it's time for the commentary for the Hitch 2 lesson, the second scene of Hitch. Continuing along with the same movie, this is a nice little scene. I like this movie. I have used it in my classes many times, and it's always popular. It's a fun little movie. And there's a lot of nice common idioms and slang, casual language, which you may or may not know. Again, I like using these kinds of movies because they give you a little bit different kind of English. Most articles and most reading material that you find in English are going to be somewhat formal. Not necessarily very formal, but still, it's a bit more formal than the casual conversation we use every day on the street, especially between native speakers. Movies are closer, especially movies that are, romantic comedies, straight comedies, things like that, tend to use a much more casual style of speech, the kind of speech we use every day, especially in America. Now, I don't know about England. I think it depends, of course, on the situation, but in general, I think Americans tend to be a bit more casual than British people. I may be wrong, but anyway. Let's actually talk about this scene. Let me give you a little description of what's happening in the scene, in case you haven't seen the movie. In this scene, Hitch is giving advice to three different guys. Three guys, they are in love with women, three different women. But these guys, they're kind of shy, and they're not good with women. They don't know what to do. So Hitch's job, Will Smith is the actor, Hitch is the character. Hitch's job is to help them do better on the dates so they can, get this woman that they love so much. So he's giving them advice what to do on the first date on the second date, on the third date. And the movie will it will jump between scenes of him with these different guys, and then also shows scenes of these guys on their dates. All right, so at first he's talking to this shy guy, this bald guy who's very shy, and he says, if you're shy, be shy. If you're outgoing, be outgoing. And the guy says, oh, I'm not outgoing. And Hitch says that's okay. So he's just telling the guy, be yourself. Don't try to be another person. Don't pretend you're outgoing if you're not outgoing. Right? You have to use your own personality. And he's saying the woman doesn't want to see everything all at once, but she wants to see it. It means on the first date, you don't tell her everything. Don't tell her all your secrets, all your problems, right? She might get scared. Oh my God, too much. But he's saying, eventually, if she falls in love with you, of course she wants to know everything. But be careful, don't tell her too much in the beginning. You need to go slowly. All right, and then he's given this other guy, there's another scene, he's in a taxi with this guy, this black guy. And this guy's nervous about his date. And Hitch is telling him to relax. He's saying, she said yes, she already agreed to go on a date. So you don't need to worry. You don't need to try to make her like you. She already likes you. That's why she said yes. If she didn't like you, she would have blown you off. Right? She would have said no. She would have made an excuse. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't do it. Or she would have canceled. But since she didn't blow you off, it means, okay, she already likes you, so relax. You don't need to convince her. He says, all you need to do is not mess it up. So he's saying, just relax, just don't make any big mistakes. You don't need to convince her, but you also don't want to make a big mistake. Don't do something really stupid. Okay, then we go to another scene. This time he's talking to this other guy, this little kind of short guy. This guy's in love with this Asian woman. And he's talking, the guy bought new shoes and he's wearing a nice suit. Hitch helped him, pick out his clothes. And Hitch says, wow, your shoes are hot. In this case, hot just means, wow, they look really good. They look really fashionable, right? They look great. And the guy says, oh, yeah, but they're not really me. So maybe this guy is normally very casual. But now he's wearing very nice clothes. And he thinks, they're not me. They don't fit my personality. But Hitch says, look, you is a very fluid concept. It means you need to change your idea of yourself. You can be a different kind of person. You don't have to be the same all the time. Okay, and then he gives him advice, specific advice about what to do on the first date. He says, hang back, give her space. Don't be next to her all the time. Let her go look at things and you go look at something else. Let her linger at a picture and you keep going. But he says maintain the visual. So don't totally leave her. Make sure she can still see you and you can still see her. But don't be next to her, on top of her all the time. Okay. And then he says, he's telling them basic information, simple ideas like, actually talk to her, ask her questions, be interested in her. Don't just look at her mouth. Actually be interested in who she is and what she thinks. That seems like good advice. All right, and then finally, a little bit later on, we see another guy, the black guy again. He's on a date with this woman. They are rollerblading, and they stop at a truck to get ice cream. He orders a bomb pop and a screwball. These are just funny names for different kinds of ice cream on a stick. And then Hitch says, how does great love happen? How do people fall in love? And he says, oh, we don't know. Nobody knows how it happens, but it happens in the blink of an eye. It means suddenly, quickly, you fall in love. You have no idea how or why, but it happens, boom, instantly. You fall in love in the blink of an eye. Okay, and then finally, he talks about the third date. He thinks the third date is most important because that's when the first kiss happens. And of course, this is a movie. In American culture, there are not strict rules about this, right? There's no rule that says, third date, you kiss. This is just for the movie. It's not general American culture. And I don't know about this part. He says, where 8 out of 10 women believe the first kiss tells them everything they need to know. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but I'm not a woman, so I can't answer that question. All right, anyway. And he's comparing the third date to the high-stakes medal round in the Olympics. So you can imagine the medal round, let's say it's basketball in the Olympics. Well, the final game between the last two teams, the winner gets the gold medal. The winner is the champion. So it's high stakes, right? It's important, this game. It's a big win. If you win, you would get the gold medal. If you lose, you're the loser. Nobody remembers you. So it's high stakes and then medal round. So he's saying the third date is the same. It's very important. If it's good, you get the woman, yay, and everything is wonderful and you fall in love. And if you have a bad first kiss, then she thinks, oh, this guy's a loser. And then you lose her and you're going to be sad the rest of your life. All right. And then finally, he gives some general advice about life. And during that scene, by the way, this high-stakes medal round, you see these three guys kissing the women on the first date. I'm sorry, on the third date. So they're kissing each other. And then finally, the last scene, he gives some advice. And he says, life is not the amount of breaths you take. It's the moments that take your breath away. So what he's saying is the amount of breaths you take. He just means life is not about how long you live. It's not so important the length. What's important is the moments that take your breath away. The amazing moments when you fall in love, when you have some great moment with your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife, or when you do some amazing thing. That's what he means by moments that take your breath away. Amazing moments. Okay, so anyway, that's the basic background of this scene. I guess I'll give you my quick commentary. What do I think about this? I like this movie. I think it's kind of a fun, optimistic, romantic movie. Now, of course, be careful. When you watch this movie, some of my students in the past, they watch this movie, they think this is like, strict, real American culture about dating. And it's not. It's a comedy. So it's exaggerating many things. When you see Hollywood movies, usually they exaggerate parts of American culture. So people in the rest of the world have a very exaggerated idea of American culture, often. They see these movies, they think, oh my God, America must really be like that, but it's not so much. Now, some of these things are true. When we date, usually it is a good idea on the first date for Americans not to be too close, not to be too strong. You don't want to tell a woman on the first date, I love you! She will think you're crazy and dangerous and probably avoid you. So you have to be a little more relaxed. And when we date in America, it's a process, okay? Usually, we go out 1, 2, 3 times just to know each other. So you ask a woman, hey, would you like to go out for coffee? Would you like to get dinner? Do you want to go to a movie? Usually a very relaxed way, and hopefully she says yes. Then you go and you just chat a little bit, right? You chat, you're just getting to know each other. And then, if things go well, if you seem to like each other, you seem to have similar interests, then you might say, okay, well, hey, let's do this again sometime, right? So you make a second date. And on the second date, you might talk about more serious things. The first date, you talk about less maybe your hobbies, maybe basically your family, your friends, but nothing too serious. Second date, maybe a little more serious. And then third date, more serious things. And then in terms of kissing, when do you kiss somebody? There's no rule about that. Some people might kiss on the first date if they really, really seem to like each other, if there's a strong attraction. Some people might wait much longer. It just depends. There's no clear rules in America. But, eventually people do kiss. And when they kiss, that's usually a sign that, okay, now it's a little more serious. It doesn't mean you're super serious boyfriend and girlfriend. If you have a kiss on an American date, it doesn't mean, wow, now we are only with each other and we will get married someday. Absolutely not. It just means there's an attraction, you like each other, you want to continue. So then you probably would continue seeing each other more and more, and it's a step-by-step process, getting more serious, and eventually you might describe each other as boyfriend and girlfriend. That is a sign that, oh, okay, now we're quite serious, right? If you say, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, it means you are only dating each other and you are serious. And who knows, that might lead to marriage or it might not. Now, in terms of sex, my students always ask, what about sex in America? They think, oh, everybody just has sex on the first date because you see these movies and you think, oh, it happens. That's what Americans do. Well, that's not true. Now, it does happen. Some people go to bars and they're just looking for someone to have sex with. It's called a one-night stand. It happens, but it's not the normal thing. It's not what most people do. In fact, it's a step-by-step process, and usually people don't have sex with each other until they've been on several dates or they know each other fairly well. It totally depends on the individuals and the situation, but it usually does not happen on the first date, nor the second date. It takes time, and sex is usually a sign that, yes, we are boyfriend and girlfriend now, or we're together. Usually. Now, a lot depends on how you meet someone. If you meet somebody in a bar and you've been out drinking, well, that's different. Usually it means, okay, this is more casual. It might not be so serious. If you meet somebody at your job or in a club or some other social situation, then it's probably going to become more serious. So these are kind of general ideas about American dating culture. It's very complicated. It's not the same for any one person or any two people. So be careful about watching movies and deciding about a culture, American culture or any culture, because movies are usually exaggerated and they're not necessarily true about the general culture. Okay, well, that's all this time. I hope you enjoyed the second scene from Hitch. Watch it if you can. Get the video and actually watch it. You'll understand it much better. And then I'll start working on the third scene of Hitch probably this week. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.